For centuries, strategy has been associated with the greatest leaders, heroes, and legends. Those who made the greatest achievements and implemented strategies that changed the destiny to their advantage. To mark the launching of the World Strategy Summit 2015 in Abu Dhabi, this documentary has been produced. In 500 BC, Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese general, wrote the first masterpiece on strategy, The Art of War, explained that a strategist must seek to position forces at a place of advantage over rivals. This has been the core of any strategy since then. The concept of strategy emerged into the business world with the Industrial Revolution in the beginning of the 20th century. In 1911, Frederick Taylor introduced the Principles of Scientific Management, explaining that the application of scientific method to management of labor can improve productivity. Taylor laid the foundation of management. The concept of management by objectives was introduced in 1954 by Peter Drucker in his book, The Practice of Management. Drucker diverted the focus to effective execution. With the 21st century unfolding, the world is changing. Organizations are facing a different set of challenges. Changes and complexity are becoming the norm. In our quest to identify the competencies of the strategist for a better tomorrow, we are going to talk to some of the world thought leaders who have shaped and influenced the modern leadership, strategy, and business thinking in our time. Gary Hamel, one of the world's most influential and iconoclastic business thinkers. Professor Hamel has been on the faculty of the London Business School for more than 30 years.
The most important question for any leadership team is this: how, over the next few years, are we going to reinvent our organization and our industry? In other words, what is our destiny? A leadership team that does not have that point of view about the future, and where that is not shared deeply in the organization, almost for sure is going to be rendered irrelevant by the winds of creative destruction.
Tom Peters, the author of In Search of Excellence, the book that changed the way the world does business, and often tagged as the best business book ever.
When one uses the term strategic thinking, the immediate association can be quite grand at times. A visionary who imagines a future which is very different than today's future. And I'm totally in favor of that. But I have a different bias than most people. And that is, on a payroll of 6 or 600 or 6,000, I want 100% strategic thinkers.
Renee Mauborgne, the professor of strategy at INSEAD and co-director of the INSEAD Blue Ocean Strategy Institute. She is the co-author of Blue Ocean Strategy, which has sold over 3.5 million copies.
Blue Ocean Strategy, by contrast, offers an alternative to strategic planning. Instead of building a thick document of a strategic plan, it's all about building and drawing a one-page simple analytic, which we call the strategy canvas. This approach consistently produces strategies that focus on the big picture, that engage a wide conversation and unlock the creativity and motivation in an organization, that are easy to understand whether on the front line or in top management or top of government, and that drive an organization to stand apart and achieve low costs.
Rafael Ramirez, one of the world's leading experts on scenario planning and director of the Oxford Scenarios program at Said Business School, Oxford University.
In the turbulent times that business is now facing, with enormous amount of uncertainty, we can no longer assume that tomorrow is going to be like yesterday later. And forecasting, while it's still a very important technique of engaging the future, has a much more limited applicability than in the past. So what we do with scenarios is, instead of thinking about us going into the future, we think of the future coming towards us.
the World Strategy Summit, Abu Dhabi, November 2015. Strategists for a better tomorrow.